Welcome to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for July 28th of 2019. We have a lot of great things to talk about. Star Wars, Transformers, and, well, whatever else I feel like talking about. Let's get right into this and talk about this amazing figure from X Transbots. Now, I've been saying for about 14 months now that X Transbots will be the best Springer and the best Sea Spray. And now they're bringing their heat with Sea Spray, and all the reviews say it's the best by far. I'll get mine, I'll do a review, and you'll see it against, like all six. And you'll see Springer eventually, and it will win. But now they're saying, you know what, let's do a G2. But X Transbots is the king of G2. So here you go with a G2 repaint. Already, you're just getting this in the mail, and they're giving you a G2 repaint. I think it's a full one production run with a different repaint in the middle. And that's why it's back to back. But it's a great figure. Can't wait to do a review of this. Can't wait to review it against everything else. Next, I want to talk about this Piranhacon's Seacons Generation Select version. And I think this is going to be pretty much along the lines of Combiner Wars. But it kind of feels like it's going to be a little bigger. So it's going to be more in line with Predaking. But I'm not sure. And it doesn't give the information just yet. There's also going to be one extra figure in there. So all of the limbs can form a gun, theoretically. So there's 5 different limbs. Each could be a limb or a gun. And I'm not sure if each could be an arm or a leg. But it's interesting. And it's going to cost about $200 if you buy it all. Next up, a little more on this 10-pack of Minicons or mini-bots or whatever you call them. Now these turn into weapons and combine and do other things, but I guess they call them Micro Masters. So yeah, well, we had them when we were kids. I was not in on this, but now Walmart's clearancing these out for $5 for 2, so $2.50 a piece. Now this set of 10 is $50, so it's about the same thing. So I think it's a pretty good deal. Or you could just try to go to each Walmart and get them on clearance price. And if you like the clearance deals, I'm thinking about doing a clearance roundup of the stuff I got on clearance at Walmarts and Targets and all that recently, before the clearance time frame is over. And don't forget how awesome they look if you add some blast effects. They do look pretty cool. I really like those blast effects now that those figures are like $3. So Generation Select is doing a Nightbird. And, I'm pretty keen on these Fembots, and I think that it looks cool. I truly don't know how you go about attaining these Generation Select figures. It's a bit of a mystery to me, but anyway, it looks alright, it looks cool. I kind of like the brighter colors of these better than this kind of a drab color, but on the flip side, it's different than all the ones we've gotten. So now that we see the US Walmart Optimus Primes clearancing out for $25, and we're going to start this whole hot rod situation all over again, where we take them back down to like $7, and that's where they sell out. And now they're showing like an alternate version for the Japanese release. I don't know. I really was kind of disappointed it didn't have a trailer. It wasn't the full Prime for $50, and I think the cab only when it clearances out at $7 is a heck of a deal. So I think $20 is the optimal price for this. But we'll see if they do better in the Japanese market. So next up, we have some discussion about a quick video that was surfacing talking about Hound's gun and how, tuned it is. And Prime just looks freaking ridiculous amazing. I'm sorry. The version 3, I got it on pre-order and I was like, I don't know if I really care about it. But the more they show it, the paint, the build, the aesthetic, it just blows my mind. I'm really interested in getting that Prime. And their Hound, I just reviewed a Legends Hound that I thought was good, but I still felt like, wow, I can't wait to get the Masterpiece one. And that's just the way it is. And that's the way Takara should be. It should make you want to get that thing. So I did a Unicron update, and yes, Unicron is awesome. And I think Takara, with Hasbro involved, Takara is like 90% the designers, and we know that. This thing looks amazing. I think the negatives, the kibble, and the back pieces will come off if you want them off in display. I think it will be a possibility, if not a feature. But this thing looks good, and there's a magazine coming out showing this. But why is this not on Good Morning America? Why is this thing not shown on all of these morning talk shows? This is that big. A dog dancing around his bowl is more important than something like this from 1986 that we've always wanted, and let the world know. Where is Hasbro's marketing team on this? I never understood this. I can tell you that as soon as they put this up on Good Morning America or one of those talk shows, my wife would be walking in my man room and saying, guess what they just talked about? And then she talked about the other people. If they want to get the word out, they're doing it the wrong way. And I believe that is some sort of a gap between the understanding of marketing from Japan and China to US. But that's my belief. I can't prove that. So, again, I'm going to have an update number 2 and an update number 3 and an update number 4 on this topic. If you don't know this thing exists, guess what? You're going to be out on September 1st. If you did not put your $627 down, you're not going to have this thing. End of story. And I don't care what Zeta thinks they're going to do. This will beat Zeta. Zeta might be bigger. Zeta might have a better face sculpt. Zeta might come out by December. Who knows? I doubt it, but who knows? This still will beat Zeta in the end. So, for all of you that say I try to sneak a DeLorean in every video for whatever reason, I did make a DeLorean video this week. My friend has a DeLorean that he bought 23 years ago, and he spent many years replacing parts on it to get it to where it is now, that he could start it up and drive it every day if he wanted to. It's a very fickle beast. It was not designed and manufactured very well. It was beautiful. It was a great idea, but it had a lot of problems. Now, there is a company that bought out DMC, or an individual, actually, that bought it out after the bankruptcy and the failure and all that. And he still operates in Texas. But the thing is that you have to upgrade a lot of parts and components that go into this. And my friend is basically a full-time mechanic on his DeLorean until now. He's got it to the point that he can really drive it all the time. So watch that video if you have not. And if you don't care about DeLorean or the history or the media behind it, then don't. But yes, I'm always in awe whenever I look at that thing. So if you did not know that Hasbro is making another Emperor, well, guess what? They're making a Black Series 6-inch Emperor that can actually sit in a throne, but they're giving you his throne. I gotta tell you, I want one of those throne chairs for myself in my man room, and I want to, sit here and make some maniacal Sith chuckles as if I'm gonna be in Episode 9. Guess what? I'm not gonna be in Episode 9. Palpatine will be, and there are 5,000 theories how. But this figure will sit down and move his legs, and it looks great. And I gotta say that the biggest problem that everybody had with the first Hasbro Palpatine is they didn't sit down, which is the funniest thing I ever heard, because I never heard that about a figure as a problem. But now that I see this, I realize why it was an issue. Next, I want to talk about this Boba Fett SDCC exclusive, September 10th. If you sit at your computer all day long, I don't know anybody else in the whole world that's going to do that other than me. You can order 2 of these, and they're like $60 a piece or something ridiculously stupid. Way more than a standard one. But it has the G1 toy colors to it. And that is the only difference between this and the other ones, aside from the card back. If you've been collecting these 40th anniversary figures, this is the one-off that they had in G1 or vintage Star Wars. This one came out by itself on a 20 bag, and then it turned into the Empire line. So collectors want this card back, the Star Wars card back for Boba Fett, more than the Empire card back for Boba Fett, because this is the first run, like a comic, I guess. But this thing is going to be hard to get, and it's going to sell out in, if not minutes, seconds. So the new Sail Barge is going to be shipping soon. Some of the major sites like Deadeye Temple Archives gets a review sample early. They show how much longer and bigger and better and greater this will be than the first one, and I have to say, yes, I think it has improved. I don't think it's as much better as I thought it'd be, but on the flip side, I really like it. I think it's cool. I think it is an upgrade from what we had in 1985. I think we could have done more with it, but I'll wait till I get one in hand, review it myself, compare it to a vintage, a 96, and then all the other ones I have, and give you a better opinion. But in the end, it looks cool. If you don't want to spend $700 on a vintage one, maybe $40 on this is a good idea. So anyway, I'm considering doing a plethora of different varieties of videos, but I just picked up probably about 50 things on ultra super duper clearance. And I've made videos about that in the past, and nobody seemed to care. If I get at least 10 people that care what's on clearance around the entire world that I have picked up for a fraction of the price, I'll make that video. If not, then I just pass, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't waste 4 hours of my time. So let me know. Let me know if you like the news. What else have you heard this week that's not included in here? Like, subscribe, and of course, Titanium Hanger out.